I'm Dave Gallegos. Well, actually, I'm being interviewed today from my office here at the wastewater plant. They used to call it sewer, but it's wastewater and it's really advanced over the years. We're highly technical. I got into the water and wastewater treatment, which was related to what I did in the Air Force in fuel systems. A lot of the same things, pumps, valves, meters. My dad got me a job working in the mine, and if you've ever worked in the mine, you realize that, wow, there's got to be a better way. My friend called me. She had been trying to wake me up to go to work, and I just didn't want to go to work, especially in the mine. That's some really hard work. And then soon after, my friend called, said, I'm going to go see the Air Force recruiter. Do you want to go? And I thought, this is a good way to get out of work. And didn't even give it much thought. I just joined. I think I joined that day. Talked to a recruiter, and like they say, the rest is history. I made a 20-year career out of the Air Force, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I always had thought about the military since probably junior high. But that's like a big step. That's like diving into unknown waters. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, my uncle was in the Air Force, my dad was in the Army, da-da-da-da. And I'd like to someday do it. As a kid, you kind of have that dream or that thought, but when you actually do it, it's pretty frightening, to be honest with you. My dad, I think, was rather happy that I decided to join the Air Force. He shook my hand and stuff and hugged me, especially when I left. But my dad was a man of very few words. He was very quiet, so he kind of didn't say much about being proud, but I could tell he was. It was their generation. Their generation never spoke. I think the biggest connection I have with my dad, besides that I was his only son to be in the military and he was in the military, there's that connection. But the other connections I have to my dad would be hunting and fly fishing. For those people out there that have lost loved ones, when you do something that you connect with the person you lost, you know it immediately. When I go out elk hunting, I immediately think of my dad, and I do the same thing whenever I take my fly fishing rod out and go do fly fishing. The first thought that comes to my head is my dad. Just because he taught me how to fly fish. He loved it. I have images in my mind that will be there until I die of him fly fishing since I was like 3 years old. That's my first memory of my dad fly fishing. Sometimes I've even felt like his presence, and I don't say emotional, but a little bit of a sadness. But then, if you've ever fly fished before, your mind goes from one thing to another. You start thinking of maybe your wife, work issues, whatever, and it's therapeutic. It really is. People think that that's a cliche, but I certainly believe it's very therapeutic. Feel relaxed, and after you're done, it's like that's a great way to unwind. A lot of times I won't even catch anything. I'll go out there for an hour or two and not catch a thing, but I'll still walk away feeling like, man, that felt good to do that. I felt so much better. I feel refreshed. I'm ready to attack the world now.